'Tis I, GodOfKnockers. Good to see you again. Hope you had a great Christmas. Fantastic New Year. I just want to make something real clear here. I'm about to say something about Apple, and the reason I'm making this little disclaimer is because there's a very strong chance you're listening to this podcast on Apple product. I want to make it very clear to all you Apple owners out there, this isn't about you, okay? So don't be offended. Don't get upset, alright? I'm not trashing you. I'm not trying to dish you. This is not a hit piece. Okay? So just relax and hear me out. Because I'm going to say something that a lot of people kind of danced around, but have never actually just came out and said. So I'm going to say it for you. I, a Windows/Linux user, am going to tell you out there, the Apple community, and anybody else that's listening and probably just wants to pass the time, here it is. Apple products suck. There, I said it. Okay? There it is. I said it for you. There it is. I'll say it again. Apple products suck. Alright? It's out there. It's out there. I did it. I did the thing. Alright? So now, you should, anybody who owns an Apple product, you should now have like this moment of calm, of relaxation, right? You should feel, a little bit of relief, because somebody finally said it. I said it for you. You don't owe me anything. You don't owe me anything at all. It's totally good. Now I'm going to explain why that is. Alright? Over the years, when Steve Jobs was around, a lot of the products that were made then, they were pretty solid. When I saw the iPhone come out in like the first, 5-6 iterations, it was a pretty solid product. Very solid indeed. It worked right out of the box. It didn't really have any major flaws. There weren't nothing that you're seeing now. I didn't see then with the earlier versions of the iPhone. But the one thing that does bother me a lot nowadays is how there are so many Apple products that just, while they're designed to look good and work perfectly out of the box, they sometimes often don't. Now, of course, I'm talking about the newest iPad that's out there and the iPhone SR or XR, I don't know. Alright, don't hold me if I get some of the products' name wrongs. But I have noticed that with the latest iPad that's come out, that they're leaving the manufacturer bent. Now, I don't know about you, but for something that's supposed to be a tablet, which is supposed to lay flat, I don't think that it would be kosher to have a tablet device which costs that much, and oh god, these things are pricey, have a slight bend in them when they leave the manufacturer, and the only thing Apple can say is, oh, that's perfectly fine. I think that's something that we should have probably known ahead of time, but then they probably couldn't do that at one of their reveals, because that probably turned people off. Oh yes, here's our new iPad. It's thinner, it's sleeker, and faster, more powerful. The resolution is greater than any other iPad before it. Oh, but when it comes out of the box or from the manufacturer, you're gonna notice it's gonna have like a little slight bend. This is normal, okay? And it costs this much money. It's like the cost of a PlayStation 4. But don't worry, it's good. Okay? Don't worry, it's good. It's sleek. Look how shiny it is. Look at the buttons. Look at this. Look at how flat it is. Look at how thin it is. We're getting there, folks. We're getting to paper here. We're getting to that wafer thin moment that you're looking for. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be transparent and shit. We're gonna get there. No, I don't think that would go over very well with people. But it's these subtle and simple mistakes that Apple is making that it's starting to snowball here, and I think people are starting to become rather discouraged. When the iPhone X came out, that was just ridiculous, okay? Unlocked, the phone costs $1,000. Who in the world would spend $1,000 on a phone? Whatever happened to the good old days with the pay phones? Also, they weren't good old days. They were just the days. At least in my book. You remember pay phones, right? You wanted to call someone, you put a quarter in, you dial the number, and then it's like, hey, Judy, what's going on? Nothing, Bill, what's up with you? Oh, not much, I'm hanging out here on the corner. I'm trying to do some stuff, checking out the honeys. What you doing? I'm looking at dicks. Oh, great, that's fantastic. Whatever happened in those days? Where you could just go there for a quarter? Or what about the time where you could actually just get a cell phone and just talk to somebody, and then when you're done, you could hang it up? Huh? Why do we have to have these big butt complex data plans? and these sleek, shiny, thin-ass phones that are so, with the big butt monitors and stuff. What happened to the desktop and laptops? Why do you have to, what's happening? I don't know. But when it comes to the iPhone X, $1,000? And the phone does the exact same shit that the other versions did. What does that mean? What? Why? Why does the phone have to be that expensive? What's changed? What, is it the Gorilla Glass? What is it the polished finish or something? I mean, what? What is it? What the hell makes this phone $1,000 unlocked? Okay, and now I see a lot on TV, the iPhone, what is it, 8 or X or whatever, but they're pushing the iPhones quite a lot with Sprint and all these other companies. Get this one phone and get another one free. They're pushing the iPhone hard because a lot of people are not getting the iPhone. They're really not. So it's like their original fan base is like, okay, we love the iPhone, but I mean, why does it have to be a new phone every 1 to 2 years? I just bought this one. What's happening? Why, what? I just paid $1,000 for this. Now you want me to pay more money for the next version that's going to do the exact same thing, but different? But not be different? What is that, man? That's not how you sell a product. Steve Jobs would be pissed. When you had different versions of the iPhones coming out in the earlier versions, those versions just improved upon the original design. Okay? The iPhone 2 and 3 and 4 and so on didn't exist because, hey, it's mandatory to buy a new product every few years. No, they exist because they were improving upon the original design. When the first iPhone came out, it was thick, and it was bulky, it was durable, and it had its certain flaws and its faults. When the second one came out, it was not as bulky, features were improved, they enhanced it. They worked on the original model and then said, let's make it better. The third one came out, it made the second one better. The fourth one came out, and it made the third one, and improved upon the feelings of the third one, and so on and so forth. Now, it's like we're just doing it just to do it. Okay, 2 years have passed, new phones coming in, and it's going to be the exact same shit, but it's going to have just slight little tweaks, it's going to be really fucked up, and it's going to cost more money. That's not how anything works. You shouldn't just grab technology just to keep up with the Joneses or to keep up with the times. You will go broke so fast. Alright, you should get technology because you have a need. It's designed to fulfill a need and a purpose in your life. And that's why you should have it. If you're just buying it because somebody else is buying it, or because it's the next best thing, or because maybe you think it'll get you laid more, you're buying it for all the wrong reasons, okay? You're buying it for all the wrong reasons. If I was ever to get a smartphone, it would be because of how I can use it in my productivity and in my daily life. I would not use it because somebody says, hey, I have this, why don't you? That dog don't hunt. Okay, I don't do that shit. Alright? I'm not a follower. I'm more of a leader than a follower. I'd rather be the guy who sets the trend than just follows it. Okay? On the subject of phones, let's move on to the tablet with the bends. I look at the iPad, and it's gotten pricier and pricier and thinner and thinner. You know what else has gotten? Hotter. The latest version of the iPad that I at least saw, and I'm not sure if it's the same version or if it's a different one that I might be thinking of, but I did hear how that particular iPad heats up pretty damn quickly as you're using it. Why does it do that? Why would you want a device that heats up that fast? Tablets aren't supposed to heat up like that. I mean, I know that things get hot. Laptops get hot. Computers get hot the more you use them. But the damn tablet's not doing anything. It's just sitting there being a tablet, and all of a sudden, it's hot. What? Why? Why is it gotta be like that? What are you doing? Okay? And the tablet can do the exact same shit that the other ones did before, with slight tweaks and modifications. Oh, and there's a slight curve like I mentioned before. Why does it come out curved? That's never been really explained as of the time this was recorded. And if it is, I'm not paying attention to it because it's an Apple product. It sucks. Hence this podcast. I mean, it profounds me and it blows my mind that there are people who are buying this type of stuff, and that there are in that there's a company that's putting the stuff out and calling it perfect. It's not perfect, man. You should not have a tablet that overheats and overpowers and looks like it's about to catch flames. You should not have a tablet that is slightly bent. Tablets should come out flat. Okay, you're into the thin and sleek stuff, alright? I get it. There's probably someone who's out there in the world who's into the same thing with underwear. I like the thin, sleek kinds. The kinds that show off my ass cheeks when I take my clothes off. Or make me feel like I'm so naughty and twisted. It makes me want to do sexy things to them in the bedroom and what have you. Okay, fine. That's for you. But when it comes to a tablet, it's flat. It's just supposed to be completely flat and absolutely straight. What's with the bend? Why is there a bend? What are we doing? There should be no bend. Does the bend disappear? Okay, that's great, but it shouldn't have been there, period. That's the whole point. Apple's making these small, tiny, microscopic mistakes, but they have a big impact later on down the fucking road. Look at the Microsoft Surface tablet. You know what everyone complained about with the Surface tablet? It wasn't really as fast, and it really wasn't something that could replace a computer, but it was something that was efficient for productivity, and then Microsoft improved on that. They improved on it a little bit more, and it got better and better and better. You really seldom hear about any problems with the Surface tablets. You know, I wouldn't get one, but at the same time, I'm not going to knock them. They at least put time and effort in, and at least they're flat when they come out of the goddamn package. What are we doing here, Apple? Why? What? I don't understand. And the last thing that really gets me, and oh god, please don't get too pissed off. Apple computers. Apple fucking computers. I've looked at the specs of some of these, and I compared them to the specs of a custom-built Windows PC. And when I look at them, I think to myself, why are they spending all this extra cash? Right? When you can get the same PC equivalent for hundreds of dollars less. What's that about? That's the price thing is the one thing that kicks me. The second thing that kicks me, replacement parts. If you're a Windows or Linux user, you can just put anything together, assemble your machine, install the OS, and it's going to be like, oh, I know this part, this part, this part. Let's grab the drivers, install the drivers, and now what's done? Let's play some games. Let's watch a movie or something. Let's go on the internet and look for some porn, that type of stuff. With Mac, on the other hand, everything is 110% proprietary. Proprietary up the ass. I have worked with proprietary machines, custom-built pieces of crap that require special chipsets and circuit boards. There's nothing industry standard about anything. It's just their own aesthetically pleasing version of what they think a computer should be. Oh my god. Apple, what the dickens, man? What are you doing with this? When it comes to these type of systems, this is another reason why I don't like proprietary systems. There's only two things that you can upgrade in them. Okay? The first one is memory, second one is hard drive. That's it. The end. You want to replace the motherboard? Sorry. Motherboard is an Apple-based product. They design their own motherboards. And the motherboards are designed to fit and be configured in a certain way inside the Mac device that you're using. You can't just go out to the store and grab one. Like with my machine, if something was to go wrong, I could just go and grab a part, buy it, install it, configure it. Wouldn't take long, and it wouldn't be an issue. There's industry standards across the whole board when it comes to Windows and Linux-based PCs. Okay? It really is. I got Ubuntu desktop and Windows 10 on my machine. It's a dual boot system. I didn't have to change anything internally. It just ran. With Apple, if you want to update the memory, you must unscrew a series of screws, which are not exactly the same, and then you have to take off this very delicate part. You can't bend it or break it. You gotta move it gently out of the way, and then you have to unhook a whole bunch of other screws, and then unhook this bracket, and then unhook this thing, and disconnect this pin. And you gotta be careful, because this shit is fragile. And then you have to move all of that so you can finally then move the frame, which then houses another part that you gotta unmove and unscrew and shit and carefully remove and then store the screws in so you can finally get to the memory, which you then pop out and put back in, and then you have to surgically remember all the shit that you put in there in reverse order, and you can't miss anything. It has to sit a certain way, it has to fit a certain way, it has to be this way and that way. and there's so many screws, and it's all layered, and it's like, oh my god, why? Why is this a thing? With desktop PCs, Windows and Linux based, it's just a tower case. There's really nothing in there that I have to do. I just turn off the computer, I unplug the power cord, I pop the side open. All I need is a screwdriver. A simple Phillips screwdriver. No, have you seen some of the screws you need just to unscrew this shit? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous and it's redonkulous and it just drives me nuts. I look at it and I'm like, no. Why must you go through all of that? Just to replace a simple part. A simple small part. A simple baseless part, man. I don't understand. And yeah, you get the memory in and everything will work and shit, and the hard drive will work just fine, but if everything isn't just so, or if you try to disable something, or try to have some kind of a workaround, everything just, it's like, hey, I worked to a certain degree, but, you didn't put everything right, so, or you try to disable something, or bypass something, or modify something, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I'm not about that life. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen at all. Can't do it. Can't do it whatsoever. No. With the Windows or Linux-based PC, I don't have to worry about that. Something doesn't work, just turn it off, unplug the power cord, pop it off on the side, just take a quick look at stuff. Oh, wait, this is not seated correctly. Unseat it, put it back in. Close everything back up, turn it on, everything works. Want to replace memory? Same process. Unplug the power supply, make sure the PC is off and all that, take off the side, click, remove the memory, put the new ones in. That's it. We're done. You don't have to move anything out of the way. Nothing massive had to be done. Even those machines that have coolers in them, still not that hard of a thing to do. Okay? It's really not that hard. But when it comes to a Mac, it's like solving a Chinese finger puzzle. It's just, god damn it, why? Why must you put people through this? It doesn't make any goddamn sense, alright? I get that Apple is very protective of its intellectual property. I get that they don't want to have any type of breaches or any type of foreign elements and stuff in there, and they want to make sure that everything is just so neat and hey, and whatever words I can't come up with right now. I get it. You're very anal about your properties and stuff. But when it comes to a point where the only way that you can upgrade a part is if you go to a Genius Bar. Oh, spoiler alert. The Genius people at the Genius Bar are not geniuses. In some cases, they're assholes because they actually can fuck up a machine even more. I'm just saying. But the fact that you have to go to another place, a specifically designed place, just to have this particular machine be fixed in such a particular way with a particular part that has to go in a particular fashion, and you can't do it yourself, and it costs so much money just to repair it. What the hell? What is that, man? What the hell is that? Okay, it bothers me that Mac computers are so needlessly and uselessly and just so unnecessarily complex like this. Okay? I just don't get it. It's the walled garden, man. It's the walled garden. It's not kosher. It really is not. None of it was kosher. iTunes for Windows? Oh god. The only time that they actually got that right was when they installed the Windows 10 version of iTunes. I download the desktop version of this thing. It's slow as balls. There are 2 other media players that I have on this computer, and they load and run faster than the desktop version of iTunes for Windows. The Windows 10 version is the only one that I was actually able to use, and it worked just fine. Apple QuickTime? Fuck Apple QuickTime. Okay, I'm on Windows. QuickTime hasn't been updated for Windows platforms in, 8-10 years? Vulnerabilities and security up the dick. We just ended up stopped using it altogether. Yes, the compression is good, and it's lossless, and it's great, but if you're a Windows user, it's terrible. It's a security risk. Do you have any idea how hard it is to convert an Apple movie, a movie in Apple QuickTime to, AVI or MP4? I know you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be super easy. It's not. Sometimes it'll just not work. Sometimes that movie file will just be, fragmented, or it just won't encode at all, depending on the way it's designed. And it's hard as hell. A lot of your media programs, they could use MOV files, and some of them still can. But who want to? Alright? The QuickTime codec just, no. No. I used to love the Apple QuickTime. Now, I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit anywhere on my Windows computer, because I don't want to give a hacker, exclusive or explicit access to my things. I don't want them being like, oh, hey, here's documents of receipts that he took and what have you, or a list of passwords, or installing keyloggers, knowing that I go to www.goforalltheporn.org. I mean, I don't want that, man. I honestly, truly, genuinely don't want that shit. So, no. It's just no. The only thing, in conclusion, the only thing that actually works from Apple right out of the bat, the one thing that no one has complained about, is the operating system. That's it. The OS X operating system. That's the only thing that works. I've heard no complaints about it. It's not really fucked up or damaged in any way, shape, or form. The hardware, oh yeah, a lot of problems there. But OS X is the only thing that Apple seems to have gotten around the nose. That's the only thing. And that's what blows my mind. How is it that you can have an operating system which comes pre-installed on Mac computers, right? How is it that you can have this operating system be perfect and fantastic and just do what it's supposed to do right out of the box, and everything else goes to shit? Okay, it's like a, what is it? It's like a busty woman in a shower, after going dirt riding, going on dirt bike riding or something, or some kind of an obstacle course on a dirt bike, and she steps out of the shower and she's got bright, shiny, soapy boobs that are completely squeaky clean. Talking fresh, clean skin on the boobies, but everything else just caked in shit. That's exactly what that looks like to me. Apple products and Apple in general looks like a naked chick with clean, shiny boobies covered in shit everywhere else. All kinds of dirt. There's mud. It's just, wait, there's a plant hanging off the shoulder. What? I mean, come on. That's what this is like to me, and it shouldn't be that way. Alright? I know Tim Cook is the current CEO of Apple, but he is making a lot of mistakes, in my opinion. Alright? There's no such thing as that perfect device is going to be perfect 100%, but that doesn't mean that you don't strive for it. And that's the thing with Tim Cook. That's the thing with Apple in general. They're making these products which should be great and fantastic, but when it comes to the level of perfectionism, when it comes to hitting that 100%, they're staving off of it. It's like, okay, we'll give you 95% and 96%, and it's like, oh, that's close enough. Well, we'll just go with that. No, you should at least strive for perfection. Alright? You're not going to hit that 100%, but you should be a lot close than where they are right now. You, the consumer of said Apple products, deserve better than that. You deserve more than that. You deserve a machine that you can easily fix. You deserve a machine that doesn't have small little bends or curves when you open the package. You deserve a machine that just fucking works. It may not be 100% perfect, but it's like 99.999%. Alright? It should not overheat when you hold it in your hands. It should not have a security problem when you're using it. You shouldn't have to worry about people doing this, that, and the other when you go to use it. You shouldn't have to go through painstaking efforts to have the damn thing upgrade the memory or to replace a hard drive. You should also be able to do more than just replace the memory and the hard drive. And you shouldn't have to spend a shit ton of fucking money when there's a simpler, more easier, more efficient method that costs hundreds of dollars less waiting out there for you. Okay? You really shouldn't. And I just realized something. There was one more thing. Developers. That's another thing that Apple should cater to better. Goddamn developers. I get it. There's always going to be those bad actors in there. Alright? Android has it. Windows has it. It's a thing. But God's sakes, man. I don't feel that I need to buy an Apple machine which is like $1,400, $1,500, like $2,000, just so I can take one program that I built on another system, and then build that system to Coco, have it analyzed, then submit it to Apple, probably have to pay for a hefty license fee, heftier than all the others. Oh my god. Just to be told, hey, you can't use this app because it doesn't meet our criteria. Or, hey, you can use this app, but we found a problem. Alright, I don't think I should have to go to that painstaking nonsense. I really don't. I honestly don't. It's so unnecessary. I get it. Apple, you want to protect your shit, but you're taking it too far. Apple is taking this way too far, and it's just pissing in the eyes of consumers. And sooner or later, if it hasn't happened already, oh wait, it has, because if it didn't, this video wouldn't be a thing, you wouldn't be hearing this. Well, I'm pretty sure they've already blinked. And man, are they seeing what's happening here. Okay, I think I got it all out of my system. Do I have it all out of my system? Is it all out? Yes, I think so. Okay. That was the end of my little rant and rave about Apple products. I thank you very much for listening. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to drop a message in the chat if you're watching this on Twitch. If you are listening to this on Spotify or the Apple Podcasts or iTunes, just give me some stars, I guess. Add it to your favorites. Come on, you might want to hear this again. I think I'm doing a pretty good job with this. So, either way, I thank you for listening. And I'll see you guys next time. I hope you guys had a great Merry Christmas. I hope you have a Happy New Year. I hope we all have a better year than 2018. Creeping Jesus, so much shit went wrong that year. Oh. But, just take care, enjoy, and I hope you enjoyed this lovely recording of mine. Laters. Oh, wait, I almost forgot. Fucking headphones suck ass, and yeah, the headphones suck ass. Pricey pieces of shit. Okay, laters. I'm all done now. Put your hands up when you feel that.